Hello everybody, Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. I'm going to enter another contest today, and this is coming from Brad over at H2Vinyl, and he just hit 350 subscribers, so he has his 350 contest. So if you have not checked out Brad over at H2Vinyl, definitely check him out. Okay, so we've got 3 questions. Let's get into it. Here we go. So question 1. I had to think about this one. 3 albums that have narration in them. So some spoken elements to them. So my first song, or my first album that has a song in it. This is the Broadway soundtrack for the musical Working. And this was based off of a book by Studs Terkel. And it's got songs by Stephen Schwartz in it, James Taylor, Craig Carnelia, who wrote Is There Life After High School? But the song that I want to talk about is the song called It's an Art. And it's about a waitress, and she's singing and talking about what she does at her job. And that's what this whole show is about. It's different jobs, songs based off of actual interviews that Studs Terkel did in his book about all different types of working conditions. And the song It's an Art just happens to be about a waitress. So very cool song, and definitely has some narration in it. The next song, totally switching gears on you. Slayer. From Working to Slayer. This is my favorite album by Slayer, South of Heaven. And there's a song on here called Mandatory Suicide. And the last couple minutes of Mandatory Suicide, the lead singer, Tom Araya, is narrating and describing what war is like, what he sees on the battlefield. And it's just, it's a very strong ending to that song. Very heavy song, and then it comes in with that narration at the end to kind of seal the deal, and just very, very powerful. So Mandatory Suicide has some narration at the end. And the last one, this happens to be my favorite Johnny Cash album. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. There's a song on here called Route 1, Box 144. And in it, Johnny Cash is talking about a soldier who's killed in action, and they actually bring his body back to his house, which is at Route 1, Box 144. But the narration is very powerful because it goes into his past life and talking about how he got married and where he was working, and his wife, and how he was sent off to war. So it builds that story almost like a movie. And then it talks about how they had to bring the body back to his house. So very powerful song, and nobody narrates like Johnny Cash. So very cool song. All right, so next, 5 albums that I have not shown on the VC. So I don't believe that I have shown these albums. So here we go. First one, Al Di Meola, Electric Rendezvous. Very cool album. I got into Al Di Meola, of course, through the band Return to Forever with Chick Corea. And really loved his guitar work. It reminded me a lot of Jerry Garcia. This is a very cool record. I'm looking for a year on here. Where are you, year? I'm not seeing a year, and I'm not going to waste your time with that. But I don't believe that I have shown this album. But if you are into sort of jazz fusion, electric guitar, soloing, sort of kind of Frank Zappa-y solos in there. And like I said, I get a Jerry Garcia vibe from it. You should definitely check out Al Di Meola, and definitely check out his band Return to Forever as well. Next, I don't believe that I have shown this. Anthrax, Armed and Dangerous on Megaforce Records. And this is when Joey Belladonna joined the band. This is an EP. You've got Armed and Dangerous and Raise Hell on the first side, and their version of God Save the Queen, Metal Thrashing Mad, and Panic Live. Very cool record. This came out, I believe, in 83 or 84, and just a very cool record. And I love that it's on Megaforce. I got to get my Metallica records on Megaforce now. Another album I don't believe I have shown is Flotsam and Jetsam. No Place for Disgrace. This was their second album after Jason Newsted left to be in Metallica, but this album is awesome. If you like Metallica or 80s thrash, you're going to love this album. I think I actually like this album better than their debut. So definitely check out No Place for Disgrace by Flotsam and Jetsam. Do we have a year on this? Well, this was on Elektra Records in 1988. So there's the winning combination. Elektra Records, 1988. You're going to get a hit album. This album's great. Another album I have not shown. This is on the SST label. This is a band called The Last. And this album is called Confession. This sounds nothing like a band that you would think would be on the SST label. These guys have a huge Beatles 60s pop vibe to them. The drummer Bill Stevenson from Black Flag was always a huge Last fan, and he produced this album. This album came out in 1988. If you like 60s pop, if you like the Beatles with a little bit more of an edge, you're going to like The Last. So check these guys out. And the last album I don't believe I have shown is Prince, 1999. And this is a reissue. When I got into Prince, the first album that I got into was Purple Rain. And then I bought Around the World in a Day, which I love. That's like my favorite Prince album. I know I've shown that one. And then I went back to this one. And of course, you know, you've got Little Red Corvette on here. 1999. I love Delirious. Automatic is a cool tune. So it's just a really, really, really cool album. And I like that the songs are longer. It's a double record. It probably didn't need to be a double record, but I like that the songs are longer, and it just kind of gives Prince a nice way to get creative with the music. And what I always loved in these Prince albums is at the bottom here, it says produced, arranged, composed, and performed by Prince. That man was a genius, a musical genius. And 1999 is an awesome album. Now, the last question. An artist or a group that I love, but I have 0 items in the collection. Well, this is a band that I have recently started to really, really like, almost love. And the band is called Blood Incantation. And it's an album that I've been listening to on Spotify, but I do not have yet. I do want to order it. I don't have anything else by this band. The album's called Hidden History of the Human Race. It's so cool. It's death metal, but it's like proggy death metal. So, so cool. I listened to some song samples, and I was just totally blown away. Plus, I like the theme of the music. It's all about ancient aliens, Giza power plant, pyramids, all that stuff. There's actually a song called Giza Power Plant. It's just a really cool sounding band. Nobody sounds like them. Again, Blood Incantation. I don't have anything by them, but I will. So that's my entry into Brad's H2Vinyl 350 contest. So I want to congratulate Brad again on his 350 subscribers. If you have not checked his channel out, definitely check it out. And as I always say, listen to music.